Good night and welcome to Benalmádena's first English news broadcast. Digital Costa del Sol brings you every Friday all the information about this week's news. Benalmádena is a municipality in full expansion and growth during the last years, and the trend does not change. City Hall announced this week that our census continues to grow, informing about the data that has been sent to the INE.
Benalmádena's Mayor Victor Navas and General Administration Councilman Sergio Torralbo offered a press conference to announce that they have already sent to the INE their census data with a total population of more than 73,000 inhabitants, highlighting that the municipality continues to grow. This review already shows figures close to those of a municipality with a large population. As of January 1st, 2021, the population of Benalmádena amounted to almost 74,000 inhabitants, almost 800 inhabitants more than last year. A few years ago, a politician from the opposition claimed that the population in Benalmádena was reduced because of poor management of the city council. Now the political work of this institution must be very good, because the number of registered residents has been growing for 2 consecutive years. The mayor also explained the reasons for the mismatch of data between the municipal census. With this data, the INE usually make an estimate downward for greater legal certainty. The INE estimate last year amounted to 69,000, so we estimate that this year will be close to 70,000 inhabitants. Our goal is to reach 75,000 inhabitants to become a large city, which brings a number of advantages, such as doubling the aid we receive from the central and regional government. We are all aware that Benalmádena has limited growth. There are a number of water and energy resources, and we have to ensure the sustainability of our city, both in mobility and respect for the environment. Navas emphasized that it is important to control the growth of the municipality to ensure sustainability and quality of life, and call on citizens to register. In the coming years, we will have to open a debate. If we want to continue to grow in an unlimited way and become overcrowded, as has already happened in other cities, or we want to set a limit so that the quality of life in Benalmádena is one of the fundamental aspects and best value qualities of our town. We are assessing the increase that will bring the recovery of the Higuerón land and how it will contribute to bring us closer to the population of a large city. I ask all residents who are not yet registered to do so as soon as possible. If we all contribute, we will end up having better tax benefits, greater investment and lower taxes. For his part, Torralbo has valued the growth of the municipality. This data is sent at the request of the INE, and although from the registry area we act with the utmost rigor, it is common for a number of mismatches that occur with respect to the population figures handled by this entity. The data usually differ mainly because foreign residents who do not renew their residence in 2 years are removed from the municipal register by the INE, and that is where the mismatches usually occur. Finally, the councilman also made reference to the mismatch of data between the municipal census and the INE, and thanked the officials of the Office of the Census and Citizen Services for their effort, work and good work.
No obstante, desde Padrón vamos a trabajar.
From registry, we will work to try to correct as much as possible these mismatches, sending notices to foreign residents to comply with the review and confirmation. We want to thank the effort made by the municipal workers of the Padrón area and the Citizen Attention Office, who also support their activity.
A new meeting of the Technical Political Table of the Los Tres Pintores complex was held this week, reporting on the new steps taken by the City Council to try to find a solution to this problem.
Benalmádena's mayor, Víctor Navas, spoke this week about the new encounter of the political table held this week to address the problems of the Tres Pintores complex, a set of 3 hotels that remains closed since 2008 and whose facilities are currently suffering from serious deterioration in addition to being illegally occupied.
Tenemos en el complejo del Hotel Los Pintores.
The complex of Tres Pintores is a private property that is in insolvency proceedings, which is not clear ownership, making it even more difficult to solve the health problem that caused the municipality in general and the residents of the area in particular. From the social services, work continues to offer a housing alternative to the dwellers, and from the legal advice has raised an order of initiation for the property to undertake the necessary measures of conditioning the environment to prevent it from continuing to be a focus of dirt and neglect. Navas stressed that work is being done on several fronts to tackle the problem. On the one hand, from a social approach to evict the inhabitants and seek alternatives to improve their situation, and on the other hand, from a legal approach to urge the owner to take the necessary measures to improve the internal, or, if this does not happen, to have legal protection so that the consistory itself can intervene in the property.
Ya se ha comunicado.
Given the silence of the owners, the next step will be to claim the improvement action through the court, and if the court considers that the property is not going to act, it will give us the green light to the City Council to enter that private property and undertake the necessary work to clean, tidy up, remove the remains of garbage, and wall up all access to prevent the entry of new residents. The intervention that the City Council plans to undertake in the event that the property does not assume the arrangement will focus especially on improving the health problems of the environment and the prevention of vandalism, facing actions not performed so far. Benalmádena's mayor stressed that a census has already been carried out among the residents through social services and emphasized that although they are people in a very complicated situation, they have no previous history.
Tenemos censado una 20.
The local administration has a rigorous control of the residents who live illegally in the complex, currently 21, with no criminal record. The dwellers are people who are in a complicated situation of maximum vulnerability without family support or work, many of whom have found themselves on the streets as a result of the current economic crisis. Around the Tres Pintores complex, there is a scenario of uncertainty. If the economic framework improves, investors interested in buying will appear.
City Council has adjudged a new contract to put in practice an urban tree management plan that will create an inventory of our trees, analyzing their health and conditions, as well as which species are the right ones for each area.
Parks and Gardens Councilman Joaquín Villazón announced on Tuesday the adjustment of a contract for the implementation of an urban tree management plan. We seek to conduct a comprehensive inventory of the trees in the municipality, know their health and morphological conditions, and even detect the level of danger to possible risk of falling that may have some specimens. The plan will also include a section of conclusions which will indicate recommendations for future planting, from the ideal time to perform them to the type of pruning, the latter aspect that will serve us for the new gardening specifications that we are preparing. This urban tree management plan will also be linked to a general tree plan that the institution already has and in which they will invest around 250,000 euros on tree planting. The management plan will allow them to plant in each area the most appropriate tree species and that can generate fewer problems for the future.
Un plan general que tenemos de arbolado.
With a view to new tree plantations, it is necessary to work in accordance with European guidelines, which face important challenges for the coming years, such as trying to reintegrate nature into our lives as an urgent action, highlighting the importance of trees in cities as an essential tool that will help mitigate climate change and reduce pollution levels. In addition to analyzing the current situation of its green areas, the management plan will also serve to plan new plantings of alignment or the remodeling of parks and small landscape areas, accommodating them to the needs of the municipality. For each tree, various data will be taken in terms of structural condition, health effects of the environment, as well as an analysis and visual inspection that classifies them by levels, according to the risk of tree falling or broken branches.
Con este contrato
It will allow us to accommodate the cost and levels of maintenance of green areas and try to achieve greater green coverage, an essential factor to mitigate the effect of heat in the Mediterranean area with so many hours of sunshine. It is expected that the urban tree management plan will be completed by the end of the summer and that its conclusions and guidelines will be used to plan the new planting that will be undertaken this autumn.
Players of Benalmádena's Field Hockey Club returned victorious to the municipality after being proclaimed Spanish champions with the Andalusian national team, result that confirmed once again the great work that is being done at the local club.
Benalmádena's mayor, Víctor Navas, and sports councilman Joaquín Villazón visited last week the Retamar Field Hockey Field in Benalmádena's village to meet with players of the hockey club who returned to the municipality after being recently proclaimed Spanish champions with the Andalusian national team. Navas has been very satisfied and proud with the results and the work of our players.
Para nosotros es una enorme satisfacción, ¿no?
For us, it is a great satisfaction that Benalmádena's hockey club can provide athletes to the Andalusian team and also that the Andalusian team in several categories managed to win the Spanish championship, the male team beating Asturias and the female team beating Valencia. This means that the sport in Benalmádena enjoys good health. We have very good athletes who are competing at an excellent level, and Benalmádena's field hockey is also a reference for the Spanish sport. And above that, they are good persons and good students, being an example for all citizens of Benalmádena. For his part, Villazón stressed the importance of supporting our athletes, highlighting the promotion they do to the municipality when they go out to compete.
Sí, estamos aquí en el campo de Retamar.
We are at Retamar Field congratulating the members of the hockey club, both male and female, who have been playing with the Andalusian selection in sub-14 category. We have 3 girls and 5 boys who have had the success of winning the championship, which I think is something worthy of recognition. For the female team, it is the first time they get it, and for the male, the third. The success is huge, and here we are congratulating them and making them a tribute that they deserve because they carry Benalmádena's name throughout Spain and represent it with pride and dignity. Congratulations to the champions and the hockey club for the great work they do. Martina de Céspedes, one of our champions, emphasized that they not only take with them a great sporting experience, but also a great memories and personal development.
Además de haber ganado, que una victoria.
In addition to winning, which brings me loads of joy, I think we have had a great time in the bus and the hotel, creating a great bond and enjoying our time. And in my opinion, in addition to playing and winning, having fun is also important in these championships. The president of the Andalusian Federation, Antonio Aguilera, who also wanted to be present and congratulate them, has valued the support and recognition of the City Council to the club.
Dar las gracias al Ayuntamiento por recibir
I want to thank the City Council for receiving these players from Benalmádena that were just proclaimed champions of Spain of the category in Orense, both masculine and feminine. For us, it is very important that Benalmádena continues contributing with players in these categories that are based for this federation.
The vaccination process continues all around Spain at a slower rate than expected. Last week in Málaga were administered just 14% of the doses used in Andalucía, when it should have been at least 20%.
The low number of anti-coronavirus doses distributed so far by the European Union means the target of achieving herd immunity with 70% of the population in Spain being immunized by summer is up in the air. In the last 7 days, less than 17,000 vaccines have been administered in Málaga province, just 1% of the population of the province. Although the Junta de Andalucía insisted that the vaccination campaign would not stop either on holidays or on weekends, the figures say otherwise. On Easter Friday and Saturday, only 66 vaccines were administered throughout the province. The vaccines injected during the last week in Málaga are just 14% of the total doses administered in Andalucía, when by population criteria it should be at least 20%. But the number of doses delivered is based on the groups to be vaccinated and not the total population. Junta de Andalucía announced that the region has already injected 1.5 million doses of vaccines and more than 500,000 people are fully immunized with 2 doses. The region, being the most populated, is the one that has received the most vaccines from the central government, according to the latest data from the Ministry of Health. Junta's President Juanma Moreno announced on Monday that the regional government will start vaccinating people over 70 years of age this week after reaching 92% of those over 80. The call for people between 70 and 79 years old to be vaccinated began this week through text messages. Last week, Elías Bendodo also outlined that the regional government planned to start the vaccination of the over 65s and high-risk patients from April 15. Spanish Health Minister Carolina Darias trusts that the vaccination rate will take off in this second quarter of the year, driven by deliveries such as those this Monday, when a shipment of more than 1 million doses of Pfizer vaccine arrived, and last Thursday when Spain received more than 1 million AstraZeneca doses. The ministry expects that in the next 3 months, at least 30 million doses should reach Spain that could serve to protect 24 million people, about 60% of the adult population. But the problems accumulated at the beginning of the campaign, with the reduction of Pfizer deliveries for logistical reasons and the temporary suspension of the AstraZeneca formula, do not invite optimism. The Spanish government maintains its COVID-19 vaccination plan despite the continual supply issues with the laboratories or safety concerns. Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez said on Tuesday that the promise of reaching herd immunity with 70% of the population vaccinated against COVID-19 by the end of August was still in place. He went even further, saying that more than half of the population will have received complete doses of the vaccine by the middle of July. That is 25 million people. Sánchez made it clear that in terms of vaccination, Spain was ahead among the biggest European Union countries and that the situation was going to improve greatly.
And these are today's headlines. Benalmádena keeps growing. New meeting of the Los Pintores Complex political table. Villazón presents the new tree management plan. Spanish field hockey champions play at Retamar. Slow vaccination rate endangers the immunization target. The weather forecast for the weekend will leave us with cloudy or overcast skies with a chance of showers on the coast, tending to partly cloudy in the afternoon, and cloudy skies without ruling out occasional showers inland, more likely in the afternoon in the mountains. Morning mist in the interior with minimum temperatures on the rise and maximums unchanged. Winds from the east tending to variable light during the morning. And that's all. Thank you for watching us, and remember you can stay updated on our website or social media profile on Facebook and Twitter. Have a good night and enjoy the weekend.